Dolores! Children! Dolores, I'm home!
She's not here.
Where is she?
Yes?
Where?
She took the children to a friend's house to spend the night.
Where are you?
In my room.
Did your aunt say when we were having dinner?
We've had dinner. We ate with the children.
What did you have?
Peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
Where's my supper?
What?
Where's my supper? Do you know what time it is? I've been here at least half an hour.
Have you forgotten about our conversation at breakfast?
What conversation?
Oh, Robert. I told you to leave town tonight.
I don't remember that.
I told you I was not going to fix supper tonight.
I don't remember a single word of that.
You were looking right at me when I told you. I said that I was going to make the children peanut butter and jelly sandwiches at 5:30, and then at 6:30 after their baths, I was going to take them over to Hannah's house to spend the night so they would not be running in and out of here while Sarah Nancy was entertaining her date.
Does Sarah Nancy have another date?
Yes, thank God. And I told you that too this morning.
If you did, I don't remember.
Don't you remember my telling you that at last I had arranged a date for Sarah Nancy after trying desperately for 3 days?
No.
Well, I did. I hope this one turns out better than the last one. I talked to Sister late this afternoon. She's beside herself. You know, suppose, she said. She takes it into her head to insult this one too. Sister, I said. I refuse to discourage. I did not get on the beauty pages of the University of Texas and the Texas A&M yearbooks on my looks alone. It was my personality, and that can be acquired. Don't you agree?
I guess.
I wasn't always a conversationalist, you know. I remember being as shy as the next one, but I gritted my teeth and I forced myself to converse. And so can Sarah Nancy. Don't you agree?
I guess. Who'd you get her a date with?
Felix.
Felix who?
Felix Jackson.
Is that the best you could do? My God!
My God, yourself. I've been calling all over town all week trying to find a date for the poor little thing. You know very well I had absolutely no luck. Not a one wanted to come over here until I called Felix Jackson. 2 days ago, I was so depressed I had to have a frank talk with Sister. I explained the situation to her, and she said it was nothing new. Every time a boy comes around, Sarah Nancy either won't talk or is very sarcastic. Sister wants me to have a frank talk with her before Felix gets here, and I said I would, but it's not so easy to do, you know. I've been worried about how to tell her all of this all day. I almost have a sick headache.
What about supper?
What about your supper? What about it?
I forgot about eating uptown. I'm tired, and I really don't want to go back out again.
There's nothing to eat in the kitchen. And besides, I haven't even had time to go to the grocery store. I feel this is a crisis in my niece's life, and I haven't had time to load the kitchen. And don't start pouting, Robert.
I'm not pouting.
Yes, you are. I know you very well.
My God, ever since your niece has been here, all you've been doing is worrying about her.
I tried to explain to you that... Look at this room. I spent all afternoon cleaning it.
I'll do that.
Just take them all. I need to be alone with Sarah Nancy now. but it's almost time for your date to be here. Well, you do look sweet. Is that a new dress?
Oh, no.
Well, it's new to me, and it's very becoming. It has a lot of style. That's why I always look for my clothes. Style. Now, precious lamb, let me tell you a little bit about the young man who's coming to visit you tonight. He says he's met you before at Louise Davis's swim party, as you were the only one who didn't want to swim. He's Felix Jackson. Ugh. What's the matter, dear? Do you remember him?
I remember him.
Oh, that's nice. He felt sure you would. Why do you remember him?
He kept slapping me on the back and asking me how I was.
He's a very sensitive boy. He was just trying to make you feel at home, and he is, as I'm sure you could tell, from a lovely family. His mother and your dear mother were girlhood friends. Now, difficult as it is for me to do, I feel I must discuss a few things with you, Sarah Nancy, before Felix arrives here. I think you need to start being a little more gracious with the young men who come around. Now, I'm extremely puzzled as to why my phone hasn't been rung off the wall since you've been my guest, but I think last night I was given a clue. Sam and Ned, those two boys that called last week, they told your mother that you were extremely hard to converse with. And boys, you know, need someone peppy to talk to. Now, don't roll your eyes, Sarah Nancy. You know I have your best interest at heart. And besides, I want you to be as popular as any girl here. But in order to do that, you need to learn how to converse.
I don't know what to talk about.
I know. I called up your mother this very morning, and she said that always seemed to be your trouble. When boys come around, you can't think of what to say. So, I sat down and I made a list of topics to talk about. And I thought before Felix got here, we could go over the list and you could memorize it, and then you'd always be sure of conversation. All right, dear?
Excuse me.
Robert,
How much longer are you going to be?
why?
Because I'm hungry, that's why.
Did you look in the icebox?
I looked in the icebox.
Well,
The ice is all melted.
well, then maybe you'd better go to the store and get a block of ice.
I will, after I've eaten. I'm hungry.
I know you're hungry, but I have some things to do with Sarah Nancy first.
Honey, I'm starved.
I know you're hungry. You've told me that 1,000 times. Honestly, I'm not deaf. But right now, me and Sarah Nancy have to go over some things first, and Felix will be here any minute, so please excuse us. All right, where were we? Yes, the questions, all right. Let's begin with the first question. 1. Who is going to win the football game next Friday? 2. Do you think we've had enough rain for the cotton yet? 3. I heard you were a football player in high school. What position did you play? Do you miss football? 4. I hear you are an insurance salesman. What kind of insurance do you sell? 5. What is the best car on the market today, do you think? 6. What church do you belong to? 7. Do you enjoy dancing? 8. Do you enjoy bridge? All right, that will do for now. All right, let's practice. I'll be Felix. Hello, Sarah Nancy. I'm waiting, Sarah Nancy.
What?
You need to say something when someone says hello to you, Sarah Nancy. All right, let's try again. Hello, Sarah Nancy.
Hello.
honey, don't just say hello. And above all, don't scowl and say hello. Smile. Hello, how very nice to meet you. Let me feel your warmth. All right, let's try again. Let's do with your first question. Honey, I'm waiting.
I forget.
Well, don't be discouraged. I'll just go through the list slowly and carefully again. 1. Who is going to win the football game next Friday? 2. Do you think we have enough rain for the cotton yet? 3. I hear you were a football player in high school. What position did you play? Do you miss football? 4. I hear you are an insurance salesman. What kind of insurance do you sell? 5. What is the best car on the market today, do you think? 6. What church do you belong to? 7. Do you enjoy dancing? 8. Do you enjoy bridge? All right, we won't be rigid with the questions. You can ask the last one first if you would like.
What was the last question again?
Do you enjoy bridge?
No, I hate bridge.
Well then, honey, you can just substitute that question for another one, like, do you enjoy dancing?
I hate dancing.
Honey, you can't hate dancing. It's in your blood. Your mother and daddy were beautiful dancers. You just need to practice is all. Now,
Why do you give me a date with Arch Leon? I think he's the cute one.
he's going steady, honey.
Who's he going steady with?
Alberta Jackson.
Is she cute?
I think she's right cute, a little common looking and acting for my taste.
He sure is cute.
Well, Felix is a lovely boy.
I think he's about as cute as a warthog.
Sarah Nancy.
I think he looks just like a warthog.
Sarah Nancy, precious.
That's one question I like to ask him. How's the hog pen warthog?
Precious, precious.
Besides, they're all dumb anyway.
Who, honey?
Boys.
Precious, darling.
Dumb and stupid.
Where do you think you're going, Sarah Nancy?
I'm going to bed.
What possesses you to say a thing like that? You're just trying to tease me.
Oh, no, I'm not.
Sarah Nancy, a young man is coming to call you at any moment, and you cannot be so rude as to go up to your room. You need to be gracious.
I don't feel like being gracious. I'm sleepy. I'm going to bed.
Sarah Nancy, the son of your mother's dearest friend is coming to see you, and you cannot be so rude as to go to your room and refuse to receive him. Sarah Nancy, I beg you. I implore you.
All right, fine. Ask me a question.
No, honey, you ask me a question.
What church do you belong to?
That's a lovely question. That's a lovely question to begin with. Now, I'll answer as Felix. Methodist.
That's a dumb church.
Sarah Nancy.
I think it's a dumb church. It's got no style. We used to be Methodist, but then we left for the Episcopal. They don't rant and rave in the Episcopal.
And they don't rant and rave in the Methodist either, honey. Not here, not in Harrison.
Last time I was there, they did.
Well, they don't anymore, and besides, it doesn't matter what they say. You're just supposed to sit back and act interested in whatever they have to say.
Why?
Because that's how you entertain young men, graciously. You're just supposed to act interested in whatever they have to say.
So what if I'm not?
Doesn't matter if you are, you're not. You're just supposed to act like you are.
Dolores, the children are on the phone.
What do they want?
They want to talk to you.
Tell them I can't talk now. I'm busy with Sarah and Nancy.
How did you get on the beauty pages at 2 colleges?
Personality. I always knew how to carry a conversation.
Dolores,
What?
they won't tell me what they want. They'll only talk to you.
All right.
Did you know Aunt Dolores when she was in college?
We met the year she graduated.
She was beautiful.
I guess she was.
The children forgot their teddy bears. I said you'd bring them over.
Teddy bears? What do 9 and 10-year-olds want with teddy bears?
They still sleep with them, you know that.
I'm not driving anywhere with 2 teddy bears. They're 2 half-grown children.
Why are you being so difficult?
I am not difficult. I am tired and hungry and I've worked hard all day.
Well, I haven't exactly had a ball today myself, mister. If I make you something to eat, will you go and take the teddy bears to the children?
Fine. I'll be the laughingstock of the town, but I'll do it.
How do you get on a beauty page?
Well, you have to be pretty to start with, I guess. I think they have some committee of some sort that looks at girls on campus over and makes recommendations. And I guess they have judges? But I really don't know. You'll have to ask your aunt about that.
How did you meet Aunt Dolores?
At a dance. At a dance, yeah. It was the first time I met her, and I asked her on a date, and 6 weeks later, I popped the question.
What does that mean?
Huh?
Popping the question?
You know, I asked her to marry me. What are you making a face about?
I don't know. Guess I wouldn't want anyone popping a question to me.
It will someday.
Who?
Some boy or other.
I don't know any boys.
Of course you know some boys.
Not any I'd want to pop a question to me.
I opened a can of chili and a can of tamales and diced some tomatoes. Will that do you?
Thanks.
If any of the dumb boys I know try popping me a question, I'll kick them in the stomach.
What are you talking about, honey? That's Felix. Oh, quick, let me see you. Oh, pretty. Sarah Nancy. Come in, Felix. Oh, how handsome you look. I believe you two have met.
Yes.
What church do you attend?
What?
What church do you attend?
Methodist.
Sarah Nancy is an Episcopalian. Felix is very devout also.
Who is going to win the football game next Friday?
We are.
Why?
Because we're the best team.
Who says so?
Everybody knows that. Do you like football?
No.
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 Do you like...
I hate sports. I like to read. Do you like to read?
No.
Well, you know what they say. Opposites attract. Well, I'll stay for a little while longer, then I'll leave you two kids alone. Felix, how is your dear mother?
Just fine, thank you, ma'am.
Oh, you know, Sarah Nancy's mother and your dear mother and I were all girls together. My, the times we used to have together.
What church do you attend?
Sarah Nancy, you already asked that question. Remember, Felix said he was Methodist, and I said you were an Episcopalian. And...
Oh. What do you do
What do you mean?
for a living?
I'm in insurance right now, but I'm leaving that. Not enough money. I'm going to be a mortician.
What's that?
An undertaker, honey.
How do you get to do that?
You go to school.
What kind of school?
A mortician school.
Who teaches you?
Other morticians.
Well, I think it's time to leave you two alone.
There's nothing on I want to listen to. How are you enjoying your stay?
It's fine, I guess.
Let's play a game. Do you know any games?
Never played any?
Never played any games? Well, we'll just have to fix that. How about ghosts?
Ghosts.
It's the name of the game. You start a word to be spelled, and the person who spells it is the ghost. Get it?
No.
Well, I guess it's not that fun with just two people playing. I know. Let's see who can name the most books of the Bible. I'll go first. Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, Joshua, Judges, Ruth. Don't help me. Jeez, women. Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, Joshua, Judges, Ruth, 1st and 2nd Corinthians, Galatians, wait. No, I skipped to the second New Testament. I'll just go to the beginning of the New Testament. Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Acts, letters to the Romans, 1st and 2nd Corinthians, Galatians, and Ephesians. Philippians, Colossians, 1st and 2nd Thessalonians, 1st and 2nd, 3rd. I'm done! I think I got them all. And I did a pretty fair amount of time, too. Now it's your turn, Sarah Nancy. Sarah Nancy?
Oh, Felix.
Hello, sir.
How are you doing?
Just fine, thank you, sir.
What's new?
Nothing much. Excuse me, sir. Do you know where Sarah Nancy is?
No, I don't.
She was here a minute ago. We were having a contest to see who can name the most books of the Bible.
Who won?
I don't know. She was here when I started, but then when I opened my eyes, she was gone.
Let's sit down and relax. She'll be back soon.
Yes, sir.
Felix, Sarah Nancy sent me to apologize and beg for your forgiveness. She was stricken suddenly with a very bad, sick headache. She says she's suffered with them, she says, since childhood, and the worst part is the poor dear never knows when one will strike. She was just sitting here, having one of the liveliest times of her life, listening to you list off all the books of the Bible, and that's when her attack began. And she scattered off just to find an aspirin to try and find some relief. But the poor dear didn't find any relief from the aspirin. And now the only thing that helps is cold packs and total silence. Whatever will he think of me, she said. But I reassured her. Oh, he won't mind, and I know you don't, do you?
No, ma'am.
Oh, that's nice. How is your mother, Felix?
Just fine, thank you.
And your daddy's well.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Tell them I said hello.
I will. Oh, and they said to say hello for you. To you. Dang it, I almost forgot.
Well, thank you, Felix.
Well, I best be going.
All right.
Tell Nancy Sarah.
Sarah Nancy.
Oh, yes. Sarah Nancy. Tell her I hope she feels better.
I will, Felix.
Oh, and tell her I said all the books of the Bible in under 10 minutes. And if she doesn't believe me, then she can time me herself.
I'll do that.
Well, goodbye.
Goodbye, Felix. Sarah Nancy, what are you doing down here?
I want to listen to the radio.
You cannot listen to the radio and risk someone seeing you and telling Felix.
I want to hear Rudy Valley.
You cannot hear Rudy Valley and risk Felix finding out. I just told him that you are mortally ill and you cannot show up 5 minutes later being totally fine. Robert, you gave me such a fright. I thought you were Felix. how are the children?
All right.
Did you, tell them to behave for Hannah?
No.
Why not?
Because it would have done no good. They were all running around like a bunch of wild Indians. And those teddy bears, oh, they weren't any more interested in them than I was. Hey, Sarah Nancy, did Felix pop the question to you?
No, and if he had, I'd have knocked his head off.
What is all of this about popping questions?
I was telling Sarah Nancy about how after we met, and 6 months later, I asked you to marry me.
6 weeks. It was
Yeah,
3
6
months.
6 weeks.
It was 3 months. Remember, after 6 weeks, we had only gone on 2 dates. We didn't start going steady until our 3rd date. Remember, you took me to your tea dance at your frat house, and you asked me to wear your fraternity pin, and I said I had to think about it because I wasn't about to just take that lightly like some of the girls I knew.
Excuse me, I forgot my hat.
Felix, I was just about to, call and tell you that, Sarah Nancy had completely recovered.
Did Mrs. Henry tell you I said all the books of the Bible in under 10 minutes?
I did, didn't I, Sarah Nancy?
You don't believe me? Do you want to tie me?
No.
Well, how about a different game? How about movie stars?
Oh, well, that sounds fun. How do you play that?
Well, you start with initials like RV, and everyone else tries to guess what movie star you're thinking of.
Rudy Valley.
Nope. Give up.
No.
RV, I can't think of any RV. Can you?
No.
No, Robert. Sarah Nancy, can you think of any RV? I give up.
Do you give up, Sarah Nancy?
No.
Give up now?
No. I'll die before I give up.
Well, maybe we better have a time limit.
Give up?
No.
5 minutes?
Give up.
No.
5 minutes is almost up.
Give up.
No.
5 minutes is up. Tell us who it is.
Rudolph Valentino.
Rudolph Valentino, my. Sarah Nancy, why don't you give it a go?
Obie.
OB, my OB. I can't think of any. Can you, Robert?
No.
Felix?
No.
Can I ask if it's a man or a woman?
Yes, you can.
Oh, is it a man or a woman?
A woman.
A woman, my. I give up.
I do too.
Who is it, Sarah Nancy?
Olive blue.
Olive Blue? Who's she?
A girl back home.
It's supposed to be a movie star.
I never said she was a movie star.
Well, goose.
You're the goose.
Sarah Nancy.
It's a dumb game anyway.
Well, Felix, do you have any other games we could try?
Let's play Name That Tune. You start humming or whistling a tune, start of a song, and then the others try to guess what you're humming or whistling.
All right. Sarah Nancy, why don't you try?
I can't whistle.
Well, then hum.
I can't hum either.
Well, then I'll try. Okay. Can you guess?
No, I can't. Maybe I just don't know the song.
I can't guess.
Sarah Nancy.
No, I never will be able to guess because he can't carry a tune.
Sarah Nancy. I give up.
What was it?
It was Missouri Waltz.
Now, don't you know the Missouri Waltz when you hear it?
Yes, I know the Missouri Waltz when I hear it. Felix, why don't you try another one?
Can you guess?
Well, maybe I just don't know this one.
It's Home Sweet Home.
Home Sweet Home! My God!
Well, we never will be able to guess what he's singing because he can't sing.
I certainly can sing. I'm in the Methodist choir that performs twice a year at the Lions Club.
you can sing, a screech owl can sing. I'd rather listen to a jackass bray than you sing. You bray like a jackass and you look like a warthog.
Who looks like a warthog?
You do.
I'm rubber, you're glue. Everything you say bounces off of me and sticks to you.
Warthog, you are a stinking warthog, and I wish you would just leave so I could listen to Rudy Valley in peace.
Don't worry, I'm going home. I didn't want to come here in the first place. My mama had to brand me. Well, $1 million couldn't make me stay. And $2 million couldn't make me come back.
Oh my God. I have never heard such carrying on in my life.
I'm sorry, I'm not going to tell some old fool jackass they can sing when they can't.
I agree with you, Nancy. He can't sing.
No one asked your opinion.
Well, I'm giving it to you whether you want it or not.
Well, I don't want it. Sarah Nancy, you just need to be gracious, and I know, coming from such a lovely mother, that you can be as gracious as any girl here. But I've tried my hardest, and I'm worn and whipped out, and I can do no more.
I guess your aunt's a little upset.
I guess so. Do you mind if I listen to the radio? What time is it?
It's almost 10.
Shoot, I missed Rudy Valley.
Well, you can listen to it next week.
I'll be home next week.
I'm gonna go check up on your aunt. Will you be alright?
I told my mama what you said, and she said that it doesn't matter how other people act, that I have to be a gentleman. So go upstairs and tell Mrs. Henry I want to apologize. What did you tell her?
She's gone to bed. She has a sick headache.
You know you can't sing any better than I can.
I never said I could.
You're not going to make it onto any beauty pages, I bet.
Never said I would.
Don't you care?
No.
I told my mama that I would stay for another hour. Do you mind if I stay? You can go on upstairs if you get tired.
I'm not sleeping.
Do you want one?